Good night, brothers and sisters. Good to see you here tonight in your wonderful numbers. Well, as you know, all my brothers and sisters from the 16 constituencies have been duly nominated. Nominated with your help and your encouragement. And we trust that you will now go forth and help to deliver all my brothers and sisters in the respective constituencies. What I can tell you is down in City West, we are ready. We are very ready and we are fighting. Brothers and sisters, this fight didn't start today. It didn't start yesterday on nomination day. It started way back. And I can tell you this, when I came out punching about these lists that have been fixed and put together and put all kind of people who are illegal on the list, persons didn't want to listen to me. Councillor was talking about sour grapes and so on. But I can tell you down in City West, after the last registration, over 700 people just vanished. And with that vanishing of 700 people, brothers and sisters, City West now will return to the United Progressive Party. I can assure you, Gaston Brown is going absolutely crazy down there. That is not to say that we didn't know that he is crazy. We know he's crazy. But the way he's behaving now, he's trying every possible way to see how he can sort of fill up that list, but he's not going to be able to do it. And I want to warn that lady that works in the IT department up at the Electoral Commission. My agent saw her when she went down to Villa School 3 weeks ago and hid her car behind the fence and went over to Gaston's office and spent over 2.5 hours in there. But let me tell her something. Don't care how long she stays in there. Don't how long she tries to see, and he tried to see, how they're going to try and fill that list up. They cannot catch us this time. We are on top of them, and we are watching them. And now we have him on our neck arm. And now we're queasy. And we're going to queasy right up to election day because there's no let up on this election. I want to commend and I want to assure you that the young people down in City West, we have a young brigade. They tell me they're the game changers. They tell me, don't worry, councillor, about the first, second, and third quarter. If you can't win the fourth quarter, you don't win the game. And we are going to win this election in the fourth quarter because we have the game changers. And I want to assure you, I know a lot of you are a little skeptical, but don't be skeptical because councillor is a fighter. I am no yes man, I stand up and fight. And I'm staying the journey. And I can assure you this time around, we are going to bring home City West. We are bringing it home. And I can tell you, I'm very pleased with the encouragement and support from my fellow colleagues who are coming forward and helping because City West is coming back home to the fold. Brothers and sisters, we have an intense fight coming along. And let me tell you this. For those of you who have been traveling around, I know a lot of you travel around, you will notice that City West now is almost totally blue. And Gaston Brown is going around trying to pay people to take down their blue so that he can put up his red. And they tell him, Gaston, not again. We are finished with you. We don't want your money. He's coming with US dollars now. US dollars is his favorite currency now. And yes, he's a Yankee. But the people, let me tell you, Antigua people love US dollars. But it's the first time I ever see Antigua people saying, and let me tell you, some young men who, they're not doing well, they're struggling. But they're looking at him in his eye, straight in his eye and say, look, I don't want the money. All the US you come with, You fooled us for too long. We are finished with that. We want a representative who is going to give us opportunities. We want a party, the United Progressive Party, who is going to look for our future, who is going to give us scholarships, is going to give us provisions for our school meals and our school meals program. A party that is going to look after our mothers and fathers if they get into hard times, to give them a little help out through the PDV, our electricity, etc., etc. We want a party with a leader on the Baldwin Spencer who looks for the people of this country. Not a crazy man like you who only looking after your own ego. Can you imagine that a man who wants to lead this party could encourage his wife to come down to City West and take up a Bible and say that she lived down there for 2.5 years? Never lived down there. And when we ask you, who is your neighbor, she don't know. When your rubbish empty, she don't know. Who, oh Lord, I mustn't laugh, say no. Who live on, where's Central Street? She don't know. But she wants to say that she registered at Bay Street in Villa. Now, if you are a leader and you will encourage your wife to do that, could you imagine if you get an opportunity to sit in a bigger place? But the people of Poynton Villa have listened to that, they're very annoyed about it. I can assure you they're very upset about that because they realize he's a deceitful so-and-so. And his wife is equally following him in his footsteps. So we will do everything on the 12th of June to ensure that that type of character will not be anywhere around where leadership matters. And in this country, leadership matters because to take the country forward, we have to have people who are trustworthy, persons who will not come and try any little trick to deceive you. And that is why on the United Progressive Party, you are in safe hands. And that is why we need the United Progressive Party now more than ever. That is why we need Baldwin Spencer now more than ever. We shall progress, we shall proceed, we shall be victorious. And let me tell you, go back out, help all my colleagues, all my sisters and brothers to bring home the respective constituencies, because on election day, we will be victorious. Until I come again, brothers and sisters, all the best.